Hello, everyone. I wanted to actually give you a real life incident. It's actually 15 years since it happened, exactly 15 years. It was on December 6th, 2008. It's not a cricket incident, it's a real life incident. Now that cricket is not a real life incident, but it was a life changing incident. I could have easily been killed that day. 2008, that's when I got to South Africa in January, and I got a job in Pretoria as a debtors controller in a big tire company, and I was working there at that point. And December 6th, I do remember it was obviously the Babri Masjid day, and it was a Saturday that day. I mean, we used to work on Saturday till afternoon, till 1 o'clock. And I used to have a lift club at that point. So I used to stay at a place like a hostel, and I used to walk a bit, just a little bit to the roadside, and I used to wait there for my lift club. And that was a pretty dangerous place that I used to stay, Arcadia. There was a lot of robbery incidents and a lot of crime around that side. So I went there. So I just when I walked outside of my place, I saw two African black guys walking past me. One of them was quite tall, and I did recognize them. And I have to say, I mean, that day when I went out of my room, I just had this feeling that something was going to happen. It was like a sixth sense. I knew something was going to happen, but definitely I didn't expect this. And then I came and I was standing by the roadside for my lift club. And in South Africa, I've heard a lot of incidents about crime and robbery. So it's not like India where I could probably stand somewhere not knowing what's happening around me, even though I'm quite an observant person. But in South Africa, anywhere you stand, I always used to stand with having a understanding of what was going around me, back behind me, on my side, everywhere. You can't just stand somewhere without knowing that in South Africa is very dangerous. And just I was standing on the roadside, I saw these two same guys trying to cross the road from the other side. And just when I saw them, I had this feeling that they were coming for me. And they came close to me, and I was already facing them, even though they were coming from my right side. And just when they got to me, they started putting their hands in my. They tried to put their hands inside my pocket, and I started hitting them, not hitting them, hitting their hands out. And we were having like a tussle there. Both of them were trying to wrestle me, and I was also trying to wrestle them. And it happened for around 5 minutes or so. And later, I was actually wearing a funny jeans and a funny shoes that day that I normally don't wear. And there was a point when I slipped and I was on the floor. So literally, I was lying down on the floor, and both of them were trying to get on top of me. And I had a hand on each of them. I had my right hand on one of them and the left hand on one of them, on their arms. And I managed to push them up, and I got back on my feet. And they were armed. They had a beer bottle, both of them. And at that point, they smashed the beer bottle. And trust me, it is like a knife. You don't need a knife, you just need a smashed beer bottle in your hand. If they stab you, you can get killed. And then they smashed the beer bottle because they saw that the resistance from my side was quite high. And it continued for a while. And that probably took around 10-15 minutes, because I remember I got there around 7:15. And when it all finished, my watch had broken and it was showing 7:30. And since that day, I've never worn a watch in my life for 15 years. And at that point, they saw that it was tough resistance from my side, and they ran. Both of them ran, and someone else on the road saw it as well, and he followed them, and I ran after them. So I literally ran after them from Arcadia Street towards the main street. That was a busy road. And I was running after them, and one of them, the smaller guy, got through a side road, but the bigger guy, I stopped him, and we hit him, and he was bleeding all over. His head was bleeding. And suddenly, when we turned around, there were two police standing there, and I asked them why, what happened, and they said they were on a normal patrol there, and obviously they caught the guy, and him and I, we went to the police station, and the police was talking on the car to me, and they were saying normally no one fights with robbers on the street, and that I was quite brave. And I said, I don't know. And I wasn't really defending anything. I mean, I only had 20 Rand in my pocket. And I have to say, I mean, a cousin of mine gave me a brand new cricket ball from the Centurion. And I always used to take that ball with me to in the bag to work. Every day when I went to work, I used to carry that ball with me. I don't know why, but I used to carry it with me for a companionship maybe. And I've always thought about it many times after that incident. It's actually a good thing that I didn't take that ball and throw it on them when he was running, because the way I throw and I'm pretty accurate, I probably would have killed him, because if I had thrown that ball onto his head, he could have easily died. But anyway, thankfully, I didn't do that. And we went to the police station, and the case was being registered. Obviously, it was an armed robbery, a robbery attempt. And then I realized I used to have this cross on my neck, and I realized that I lost my cross. And at the police station, I told one of the police, I said I lost my cross and I want my cross back. And I insisted, and they took me back to the spot where we caught him, not where we had the fight, but where we caught him. That was like a long distance from where I mean, I did run a lot, and I was just behind him. And when we went there after almost an hour, it was crazy. I did find my silver cross lying on the road. And in South Africa, I mean, even if you put 50 cents on the road, you are not going to find it after 5-10 minutes. But a silver cross of mine, I mean, after 1 hour, it was there. So it was like something, I mean, it was a special moment. And he was in the prison. His name was Jeffrey Mokwe, I remember. And he was in the jail for a year or so. And that was a really life-changing incident. But I remember actually before I went to work to Pretoria, my father was telling me that South Africa is a very dangerous place, and he said if any time someone shows you a gun or a knife, don't try to fight. Give what you have and do not try to fight, because he knows my instincts, my normal instincts. I would definitely react and I would fight. Obviously, I am a cricket player, so I'm bound to do that. And I remember once my father was on the phone much later after that, and once he was telling someone about this incident, and he said, you have to remember that even robbers, even criminals, they are also scared of their lives. And I couldn't stop laughing. And that is what exactly happened. I mean, after the first 5 minutes, they definitely thought they were going to get on top of me. And after, I mean, I did get up from the floor, pushing them up. They knew it was quite tough resistance, and that's when they smashed the beer bottle. And then later on, I mean, they definitely found that it was going to be a problem for them, and they were really scared of their lives as well. It's kind of funny to say it, but it's actually not a joke to fight two armed robbers on the roadside by yourself. It's not a joke, especially when you have fallen down. And 1 second, 2 second, if your eyes are off them, I mean, they're going to just stab you with that beer bottle, and you're going to just die on the road. So you have to be very aware of of your circumstances, your situation, surroundings, and you have to be very vigilant. Probably it's a good thing that I do play cricket a lot, because you are taught to be vigilant. You do concentrate a lot, and that helped me. But it was no. I always say, lots of people have asked me about this incident in South Africa. They find it amusing. They find it very thrilling as well. And some people have even asked me, don't make it a habit to fight black armed robbers. But you cannot fight. You cannot fight your instincts. You cannot fight your biology. That's how it is. But obviously, I mean, some people said God took care of you, and I said definitely God did watch over me. But I said I also did watch over myself. You can't just look blank and look somewhere else and expect God to fight you. I mean, there's a saying that half God, half you, half God. So you have to do your side before God can help you. But definitely God watched over me that day. It was like a lot of things were placed for me that day. And after that, an incident like that hasn't happened in South Africa. But I've been in a lot of dangerous situations in South Africa. But I've always been aware of that. And I've always expected the worst. And that incident really taught me a lot. I mean, what to expect and how to be prepared. And I've never been a person who has ever been scared. I don't really know the meaning of fear, but it really did teach me a big lesson of what to expect in South Africa. People might know South Africa, there's a lot of crime. Anyway, December 6th, 2008, it's exactly 15 years today, the day of Babri Masjid, a day that I could have been killed maybe. So I wanted to share this very unique, thrilling experience with all of you. Thank you. Take care, and God bless you.